We are live. It is week 17, game number 12 of the 2021 NFL season. It is featuring the Washington football team going up against the Philadelphia Eagles. We are at Lakeland Financial Field in Philadelphia. But let's go. See you after the game.
We'll see Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles taking on Alex Smith and the Washington football team.
It's the NFL on EA Sports as you take a look there at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, PA. The scene in South Philly a few moments ago when the city of brotherly love is fired up. They're saying fly, Eagles, fly as they get ready to match up with the Washington football team. Here's the kicker, Jake Elliott, ready to get this one started. And off we go from Lincoln Financial Field. Fielded in the end zone. And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. So out comes the Washington offense onto the field. They'll be led out by a man who's taken a long and courageous road back to the NFL, their veteran quarterback, Alex Smith.
And what I'm looking for from him today, the things every quarterback is looking to do. Lead his team to a victory. Doesn't matter whether he's throwing it, running it, handing it off, however he has to do it, as well as exhibiting some leadership, that's what he's trying to accomplish.
On first down, Smith. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. It'll go as a gain of 25 on a play that started back at the 25.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
They run the option here on first and 10. They'll get a couple of yards on that one, and it'll be a second down. One here for J.D. McKissick. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
The Eagles call on the extra defensive back here as they prepare for a stop on third down. Now Smith. And that is incomplete. So on fourth down, Washington going to call on Tress Way to punt it away. And it's It's out of bounds. Now we'll see what the side judge says. He says out at the 80-yard line. Philly's offense getting ready, and Jalen Hurts ready to lead them. The second-round pick who started his career at Alabama, then finished with an electric senior season in Oklahoma.
So this is what we find out about the game plan and the trust factor, don't we? In this situation, the natural thing is take care of the ball, run it inside, everyone cover it. Just, get yourself some room and let your punter punt it out of there. But when you really got a QB you can trust, you might want to take a little shot early and try to create some space.
They'll start with the option. And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. Off the edge, the sack by Matt Ioannidis.
Didn't have the greatest field position to start, did they? And now after this sack, it's way, way worse.
And right off the bat, first play of the game. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. Miles Sanders, first carry of the game. And they bring him down right around the 13. They'll wind up getting 10 back there, so they'll leave him with a 3rd and 5.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
And that is incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
On 4th down, out is the punter, Cameron Johnston, to boot it away. Steven Sims set to return it for Washington. And it's fielded at the 34. A solid punt, but also a nice return there of 14 yards. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. Now Washington going to retake the field for drive number 2 and hoping to do better than they did in their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win 1st down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating 1st downs. And that's what they need in order to not pump the ball again.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 48. From the gun, here's Smith. Almost able to intercept it. That's what he would have liked to have held on to on this first drive. Instead, 2nd down.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes. But the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Smith. That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
The last play on the completion got half of what they needed. Now here's a tough 3rd and 5. On the gun, Smith. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free. And it brings up 4th down.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close and tight and knocked the ball away.
Here's Tressway now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted at the 14-yard line. So back onto the field, here come the Eagles for their 2nd drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10 at their own 14-yard line. We'll start with a handoff to Sanders, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Second down, here's Hurts. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Well, if you have man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Hurts. Steps away. He can run for it, and he will. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. Hurts dangerous when he runs that football. He's got a first.
That's something you have to be aware of as a defense and have to find a way to account for him. And if you're not going to use a spy, you're telling your guys to keep your eyes on him, because when he breaks out that makes plays like that, all it does is hurt you.
You have to at least be able to contain him somewhat. There they could not. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined in those last 2 plays. That's his longest run of the first quarter. And Charles, we talked before the game about them needing to establish the run game. They'll be looking for more of that.
And they got to the perimeter. So that tells me that that's part of the game plan of what they want to get done today. So they'll have some complementary runs where he'll run it to the inside. But it appears that when they want the big yardage, they think they can get to the outside and make it happen.
A couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on 1st down. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. They'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
And that was not a bad scramble there on 1st down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he's in a very manageable 2nd and short.
More muscle up front for this 2nd and 2. They've got 3 tight ends out there. Play action. Here's Hurts. And complete to Zach Ertz. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. 4 yards the pickup. 1st down.
That was a route run, not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw it. I was able to make the sure catch and put the down marker back to 1.
They'll throw on 1st down with Hurts. He'll get this complete to Jalen Reagor. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 10 yards there and an Eagle 1st down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I did something right here. And the end result there, nice 1st down. Drive keeps moving.
On On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. Out to his left. He'll try and run it. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running in it, and picking up a first down. And Charles, in the past, a lot of people call this offense one-dimensional.
I think you did.
Well,
It was you.
I'll be honest, I did. I think the fan base is hoping with this young rookie that they can put some wrinkles in this offense like we just saw.
I think you're exactly right, because we did have that discussion that what we've seen in the past from them, they needed to broaden, and they have done it here. Look at what he's bringing to their offense, and now as a defensive coordinator, you've got some extra work to do to prepare for him and their offense.
A good push there from that offensive line as Sanders able to take that forward for a gain of about 6 on first down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Here's Sanders. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. That play gets him 6 yards and sets them up with a 1st and goal.
Ain't gonna let this drive go better than a partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Here we go now on 1st and goal. Throwing is Hurts. This is caught. And inside the 5 here before he's out of bounds, right at the 3. A gain of 7 that time. 2nd goal. And this is caught in the end zone by Jalen Reagor. Touchdown, Eagles. A 3-yard touchdown pass as his guys are first out of the scoreboard here this afternoon. There was a lot of zip on that pass, and baseball might have called that a frozen rope.
I like it when you bring the diamond into the game. I'm going back to the grill. You're not some heat on that bad boy. Sometimes you throw a touchdown pass, and sometimes
you throw a touchdown strike.
There you go. Bless my man. In concert.
And for the extra point, Jake Elliott. He's got it, and the Eagles lead at 7-0. So that drive, 12 plays in length. The result, Philadelphia in the end zone. To the touchdown, here's Elliott to kick it away. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Now we get another look at Washington on offense. They've had it twice. They punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all. And let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting up 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice. So they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum?
And they'll run the option to start the drive. And some space here. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a 1st down. He's obviously a bit of a shorter running back. And sometimes when he goes up the middle like that, he gets lost in there and then he pops out for 10, 20 yards.
I actually asked NFL linebackers if that was true. Do you actually lose sight of some of the smaller running backs? And all of them confirmed that that can be a problem. Think of it this way. 2 of the top running backs in NFL history, Emmitt Smith, Barry Sanders, they're 5'10".
They'll run with McKesson. And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44.
They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Now, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. A shotgun snap for Smith. Open man here, Sims complete. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 44-yard line. 13 yards there, the Washington first.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. They're going to try the jet sweep here. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. Mikel Roby brings him down. Defensively, they had that one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, and one of the things about this play, it can be even more effective when you run a lot of motion, and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Smith looking for McLaurin, and he's got it. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 17-yard line. Second quarter action, 1:56 remaining. Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman is standing by. We'll have highlights and analysis of this first half. And he'll complete this to Gibson. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll make it a second down. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting him in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it in, throw play action and take your shot at the end zone.
And a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. Kelvin Harmon, the man he was looking for, and it's 3rd and 5.
They've been playing sound fundamental defense thus far and able to keep this offense from creating a major dent on the scoreboard.
Able to force the incompletion, but still waiting for that game-changing play. You feel like it's coming, the first sack, the first turnover.
In a sense, to play old school defense right now, the new school defense is what you said, taking the ball away.
Dancing to his left. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Even after more than a decade in the league, Smith still one to account for with his legs as he picks up a first.
Now that's disappointing for the defense. They had the advantage, had excellent coverage all over the field, but they let him get away, scramble, and pick up a first down and inside the 5-yard line.
A chance now to get even before the break as they come up 1st and goal. Now it's Smith. That's caught. It's Thomas. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. From a yard out. And Washington now an extra point away from tying this thing up.
You get down near the goal line, this is where having a sure-handed tight end is a luxury, and it pays off big time, especially when the defense sells out against the run. He finds himself open for an easy touchdown.
Dustin Hopkins on now to add the extra point. It's up and good, and we're tied at 7 here in quarter number 2. So a nice drive put together there. They go 75 yards in 9 plays. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. So I'll leave it at 7 now as they kick it away. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback. Jalen Hurts and his offense trotting back out. And he's been fun to watch run the football. We know he can pass, but using his legs effectively here in this one.
No doubt about it. Watch him maneuver in the pocket, out of the pocket, making the plays that he's making, which are breaking down the defense. I thought back to when we had our morning jog before the game, and I couldn't keep up with you. Those legs, they're valuable for his team.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. Tie ball game, still a little more than a minute to go in the half. The question, can they put something together here, try to take that lead into intermission?
I would have to think that would be the goal for sure. I don't think you sit on anything here. Here's your opportunity. Push it downfield. As you mentioned, it's a tie game. So minus a disaster on your part, you've got that in your back pocket. Go ahead and try and get some points and feel great going into the half.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Hurts sets up to throw. It's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 10 yards there and an Eagle 1st down.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Hurts. And on the catch right side, this is Sanders. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the 1st half. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down. Meanwhile, this one knocked down in the backfield. It's incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
And the line to gain here is the 37 on 3rd down. Here's Hurts to throw. And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. Montez Sweat drops him for a 4-yard loss there. That brings up 4th down.
And that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. That's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
Here's Cameron Johnston now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. The white flag coming out as they line up to kneel on him. And we will likely not see another play here as they take the knee and head into the intermission all time. So a touchdown apiece. That's what we have to show at halftime as they head to the locker room. 7-7 our score. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report. Coach!
His guys have the lead as we'll hand it back over to our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Set and ready to go for the second half. One touchdown apiece, 7-7 our score. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Out come the Eagles now as they'll go on offense first here in the third quarter. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Second half will start with a run by Sanders. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24.
You know, it's not just all athleticism from defensive linemen. Let's give them a little credit for their football intelligence as well. Read and react by them, understood the play call, and stacked it up and stuffed the run.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Sliding out of the pocket. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. I guess no need to force it when you can do that instead. First down, 18-yard gain. We've seen the pressure get to him several times in this game. There, though, we see him escaping.
And we've seen this rookie video before as well. That type of pressure, oftentimes what do you resort to? Your legs, trying to escape. What you hope is that this doesn't become habit for him, that he learns how to handle the pressure, still keep his eyes downfield, and make some throws.
On first down, it's Sanders, and he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Carry over from the first half. That defensive line continues to control the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they're actually playing the game in the offense's backfield. They're taking those offensive linemen and pushing them back towards the quarterback and towards the runners. I still don't think, though, that you abandon the running game totally, because if you do, you're asking for a lot more hits on your QB.
2nd and 11 now. Off the play fake. Here's Hurts. He's going to take off with it. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And it's Washington that scoops it up.
Let's be frank, you hate the fumble at the end of the play, but prior to that, I liked a lot of what was going on. Tucks it down, takes off, picks up good yardage. But in that portion of the field, that close to the sideline,
Step out.
yeah, either get down or get out of bounds. Take care of the ball.
Yeah, he had the yards, but then the mistake. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. Brought down by Nate Garrett.
Another scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Third quarter, all tied up. This is 2nd and 10. Here's Smith. That one slants to McLaurin. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Here's McKissick. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. It'll go as a pickup of 14 and a Washington first down.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? It looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you should have a few men in the box there.
First down throw, it's Smith. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 ball. Is they going to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with him?
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. Second and 10, Smith again. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived. And I got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. And you're going to get him. Sometimes you panic as well. Think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and not free.
Open man is Sims. He's got it. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 17-yard line. 27 yards there on a very nice 3rd down conversion. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Smith. And this is Clark at the 8. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Ball at the 8 here for 2nd and a yard. Maybe a touch less. Now a give right side. Gibson. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. A 5-yard gain there makes it 1st and goal.
Any team that runs the toss, that runs it successfully, that means they win the battle on the edges. That means you seal the edge in order to let your back get to the corner. They got it done there for a very nice game.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. Taking it in from 2 yards out. And Washington has taken the lead. That almost looked too easy, and I think thanks goes to the offensive line for making it look easy.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one. I'm not sure how much everyone understands the preparations that go into a game for an offensive line. Because there's a reason that running backs and quarterbacks give them big gifts at the end of the season after a big year. The consistency and the continuity it takes to know each other and execute their blocks is pretty impressive.
And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. That time a 9-play drive. And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Philadelphia's offense ready to give us another look. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That could be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
Now they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10 at their own 26. He'll set up to throw from the gun. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
They sold the go route really well. Thought he was going deep. They curled it back inside for a nice completion.
DBs love when they pump the brakes, don't they?
Yeah, that's really a whole lot of fun. It's almost like you say, listen, we're going to sell the go. Just go. Well, let's see who's faster.
They go play action with Hurts. And now he's going to use his legs. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20. Not only another first down, it also puts him over 100 yards rushing.
That's not something you see very often in the NFL. We see it more in college. But I think with more of the melding of the college game with quarterbacks, we'll see this a little bit more often in the future.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Now a carry for Sanders. They'll fight forward for a couple down inside the 40.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3. But now it's 3rd down.
So many times we talk about having good eye discipline when you're playing defense, making sure your eyes are in the proper place on a given play. Looks like that discipline came to the front there, didn't it? They were able to hold it for a short game when he took off running.
The Eagles on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. He may try to run for this. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down.
He certainly had plenty of success running the ball, and right now I'm getting the sense that he's looking to take off and run every time he steps back to throw it.
But they did a nice job there collapsing on him and holding him to a short gain. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And no, it's incomplete. The Eagles unable to convert there on 4th. And Washington will have it on the turnover on downs. And he'll have a tough time living that one down. It's one thing, Charles, to drop a pass. It's quite another to drop it on 4th down.
And so many teams work on that in terms of locking in on those key downs. I've seen, you and I both been to practices where we've seen, hey, 3rd down situation, big 3rd down alert, lock in here, 4th down play, make sure you're focused just a little bit extra. It didn't pay off in that situation.
A good starting spot for Washington as they come up 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. A carry now for McKissick. And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough and run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball is even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
Gonna give this time to the tailback. Give him 40 on the run there. Now they're looking at a third and about 5.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead, positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Washington on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
That's an excellent job right there on third down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a first down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
Here's Tressway now, as he's on to punt for Washington. And he uncorks a beauty, best of the day. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. Here comes Eagle offense now as they get set to take over here. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to give a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows the coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar
I was
situation.
going to say maybe makes that offense feel good, but when you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Yeah, that'll loosen up things a little bit, Walter. Maybe you'll play a little bit better the next time you have the ball.
On first down, Hurts. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
He was trying to get that one out to his running back out of the backfield, but that one was read and timed perfectly, and they were able to break it up.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And he's brought down, giving this one up to about the 35. 15 yards on the play, first down.
This defense has certainly had an outstanding second half, haven't they? I know they just gave up the first down there for the offense. They're hoping that that's something that they can jumpstart with and maybe start to move the ball a little bit better. But it's been tough sledding for them here the entire second half.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. Left side here to Sanders. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Sanders here as they run out of the gun. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2.
I think what we just saw their partner was linebacking speed that can trump O-line power. We see that at times because he filled the gap before the offensive lineman could get to the next level and take him on.
This is 3rd and 2, maybe the biggest play of this football game. Another run here with Sanders. And he's got the first down yardage there as he takes it just across midfield. It goes as a gain of 8 that moves the chains.
A lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and turn his legs for a really nice pickup.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Hurts. And he finds a man on the crossing route. And they will get him down, but not before he gets very good yardage there. As that will lead us right in with a 2-minute warning. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They'll throw on first down with Hurts. Now they go screen. It's complete. A nice little screen. They get 6 on first down.
That completion helps out in a nice way. Now they can take a little bit more time, but guess what? They've got to make sure on their throws that they see it open, not just anticipate it.
The Eagles hustle him to the line, clock rolling. He's back to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
They're unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
First down now, but the clock continues to move. Back to throw. He's going to drop this down to Sanders. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right of the yard. Clock's under a minute. Still plenty of time, Parker. They have all 3 timeouts.
That means they have plenty of options in their play calling and where they target on the field. They can throw it downfield, maybe even in the middle, and use their timeouts.
Hurts trying to hurry up the offense. He'll look to throw. He'll buy some time. And yes, he's into the end zone. So they get the late score they needed. And now the extra point can tie this thing up in the final minute.
Well, I'd have to say that for him, that was an all-encompassing drive because it was his arm that got his team down to that point, but his legs that finished the deal. Give him credit for making it happen.
Elliott now to have the extra point. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter. So that drive goes a full 80 yards and 10 plays. And the touchdown at PAT mean we are tied here in the final minute of play. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. And look at Washington as they come onto the field. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play, but if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that. Smith now to throw. That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. He'll go underneath with this one to McKissick, and he'll be stopped right at midfield. Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 ticks remaining on the clock. back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. For the 50, it's Smith. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got it. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 3 yards the gain there, second down. Well, they brought the pressure, and that meant man coverage behind him, so he's still able to complete the pass.
Even as he took the hit. And that's what you have to do, because I just talked with a coach the other day, and he said, look, it's not always going to be pretty back there. You're going to have to give me completions. Even when you're taking some hits, sometimes you have to be your own blitz control, for lack of a better term. Got to make completions, step up and make those throws, and he did that.
He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at third down. And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left. So now it all comes down to Dustin Hopkins. And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left. So now it all comes down to Dustin Hopkins. This from long, very long range. And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good. And a costly one there as this game remains tied here in the fourth. Well, I was watching him in warm-ups, and he hit a 62-yarder that hit the crossbar and went over this one a little bit inside of that, but not enough leg.
And the difference is what?
Well, live conditions,
Live
right?
conditions, game conditions are a whole lot different than practice, where you just pop it up there, no rush, no pressure. I think maybe that takes a couple yards away from you when you have to do it when it's real.
Rolling to his right. Now he'll pull it down. He's got a first down and then some inside the 40. 4 quarters not enough. We're all even, and to overtime we go.
How much fun is this for everyone who's watching the game? How much fun is it for us to see this one get an extra period to get settled?
It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
So we're right back where we started. All even as the kick's away. Take it in at the 3. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Now Philadelphia ready to get going on offense again. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously a touchdown to win.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now. On 1st and 10, it's Hurts, and that's incomplete. Keeping the aggression going on defense in overtime here on first down blitz.
You know you can get burned on it big time if they pick it up, but in this situation, they brought the blitz, put some pressure on the QB, and he wasn't able to complete a pass downfield.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Shotgun snap and then the give to Sanders. Yeah, boy, this Burgundy and gold defense charged up now. They've stopped him behind the line again.
Sometimes I think these defensive tackles get a little bit of a bum rap. We just see them as big guys that eat up blockers for others to make tackles. Oftentimes they're quicker than they get credit for. And this time he uses quickness to make a play.
An extra man in the secondary for Washington on third down. Hurts. They'll roll him out right. He can run for it, and he will. Opted to run for it. The decision of Goodwin picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
When they watch film of this game and hand out the grade sheets, he's going to really like getting a double plus on this play. Why? He scrambles and picks up a first down. But what else does he do? Protects himself by sliding and avoiding the big hit. Double plus, big time play.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Hurts sets up to throw it. That'll be caught. Rager with it. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. A gain of 6 there on first. They were in zone defensively, went with a crossing route. It's always interesting to watch that chess match.
Yeah, and I think safeties don't mind crossing routes against zone because eventually you're going to run into their territory, and that's when they look their chops in order to get the big hit or a play on the ball.
Offensively, nice execution to find a hole, make the catch. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
It's 3rd and 4. Big play here, trying to keep this opening drive of overtime alive. Throwing his Hurts. Steps away to his left. He may try and run for this. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
And partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's 3rd down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the first down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
Here's Cameron Johnston now, on for a very important punt here in overtime. This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. Now this will depend on the spot as it sails out of bounds, and they'll say it's sailed out at the 10-yard line.
Let's go old school there. That's absolutely a great Coffin corner punt. Someone's put some time in working on that.
It seems like every year these guys get better and better. It's amazing how they can command that football through the air.
Yeah, they used to actually practice with hula hoops where they place them and try and put them there. Now a lot of guys just barrels on the sidelines to try and put the football in one.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll find some room to get this up to about the 14. Gets a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, in every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now. Hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first.
To throw on 2nd and 6, Smith. This one completes to Kelvin Harmon. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. 12 yards there and a first down. Smith. Looking left side and completing it to Thomas. A gain of 6 there on first.
Ran a perfect defense in this situation. would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion, but I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and he passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. He was trying to get it to Terry McLaurin, and it's 3rd and 4. Another nice job there defensively. They really stymied their passing attempts, and it continues in overtime.
And for them to do that, that means they've got to be cohesive on defense. Pressure in the quarterback's face, good coverage, and not just the wide receivers, but the tight end, the running backs, when they try and slip out, and making sure that at the point of attack, when the ball's in the air, they get there, and that forces some of those incompletions.
I know they may want to go for this, but the smart play probably to punt it, even given the field position, right?
In a sense, you honor what they've done all game. And this is a defense that's held the score down, kept it tight, kept you right in it, and they're really jonesing for one more shot. Give it to them. Let them play defense for you and give you a better chance to win the game.
Here's Cressway now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line. Now back to work for Miles Sanders and the Philly offense. So after that hot start, the numbers here show the decline. What has the defense done adjustment-wise?
Sometimes when you have a running back who's getting up to a hot start, you've got to catch him before he really gets going. So you change what you do across the defensive front. Instead of the linebackers being back a few yards, you bring them up closer. It's what we call mugging the line of scrimmage, taking away a lot of blocking angles and gaps, and maybe stopping him before he gets going.
Mugging the line of scrimmage, okay.
Yeah, in this case,
they start on the ground here at Sanders. And space opened up a bit. He's able to take this up past the 10. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. This being their 2nd opportunity in overtime, 3rd overall drive. See if they can send into a rhythm.
and that's what you're looking for. Get a few first downs, move the ball downfield, have some confidence, get yourself in a spot where you can at least kick a field goal to win it. But I tell you this, if I'm the play caller, I'm looking at that part of my sheet that says playmakers. Get the ball in their hands, critical situation. Now's their time.
Now we're on a 1st down pickup of 8.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass, looked like it was coming together, looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Here's Hurts to throw. And now he'll tuck it and run. And he'll go down at the 26, following a gain of 6. Now another timeout called for by the offense. They'll be left with just 1 remaining here at OT. From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4. Rolling to his left. And he's going to keep it here. And they'll get this right past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That one good for 37 yards.
Gardner Toppin and man coverage is easier for a quarterback to run against. You get your receivers going downfield. Those guys are staying with them, and oftentimes they have their back to the quarterback, which opens up a lot of space and room, and they don't even know that he's taking off with it. What a big-time pickup on that play.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. They'll run. It's Sanders. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Sometimes it's a danger putting that jumbo set out there. You just get a lot of bodies massed in one location. You could wind up with 18, 20, maybe even all 22 in the box, and there's nowhere to run the football.
Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout That's their second and last timeout here in the overtime session. We'll be back. Right now, everything resting on the right foot of Jake Elliott. Washington looking for another timeout, and they get it. They'll be down to just one remaining as we step aside here in overtime. Right now, everything resting on the right foot of Jake Elliott. This to win it in overtime. And he put enough leg into it, but it's well off to the right and no good. And we will play on here in overtime. But when you get that ball in OT, that's not the chance you envision, and the long field goal attempt here winds up lacking.
And you don't want to hang too much of this on your kicker, but he's going to leave you in a tough spot as well because you give your opponents excellent field position to start their first drive.
Out there set ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Neither team scored yet. Now we go to sudden death. Next points win this game.
How about the tension right now? It is ratcheted up, isn't it? I mean, now whatever happens, points are scored. That's your ball game. Can't wait to see the defense now. Do they get a little more aggressive in order to not let a team just drive the ball easily down the field?
Gotta be careful though, right?
Yeah, if you're too aggressive, you just give up something easy and cheap. But some defensive coordinators, they'd rather take a stand that way as opposed to being nickel to dime down the field.
On 2nd and 10, Smith. Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Nate Gary. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line. One overtime, how about two? We need another. We're still even. We'll switch sides and have that second overtime in just a moment. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. It'll be their second and final timeout, remember, here in overtime. We'll be back. And he got it. The kick is good in overtime. He's able to split the uprights. And the Eagles, they take a 3-0 lead. Has just a one-play drive and 3 points tacked on at the end. We thought this game would be a good one. It did disappoint into overtime. They took the field goal.
We always pay lip service to how important it is to play defense. And usually we focus on the big offensive pyrotechnics, right? But in this case, they got the ball back on defense, gave themselves a chance, and they capitalized on it with a victory.
And I don't care what distance that field goal is from in overtime. The knees are always knocking, but he pushed it through.
Not only that, think about your snapper, your holder. A lot of nerves for them, too, because they have to do their job and give them one last chance to put a foot to it.
So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Alright guys, they after the Eagles winners over the football team, 17-14. gonna end the stream, and then hopefully I'll be back tomorrow for another live stream. If not, then I'm gonna probably be back Monday for another live stream. So please like and subscribe. Hopefully to see you tomorrow and Sunday. If not, then I'll see you all Monday. Have a great day and night.